From WDTN, the station that's working for you, this is 2 News at 5.
As a father, as a husband, I can only imagine what that family's going through.
Now at 5, the fallout of a political assassination is unfolding. The new details we're learning about the suspects still on the loose. And tracking the pattern of political motivated violence, what experts say about its cause, and the next steps of reflection people need to take.
That terrible morning 24 years ago, time itself stood still.
And a breathtaking moment in history is remembered. What people in the Miami Valley say has stuck with them 24 years after the deadliest terrorist attack on American soil. And thanks for joining us for 2 News at 5. First tonight, federal law enforcement giving the public their first glimpse of the man they call a person of interest in the shooting death of Charlie Kirk. NBC's Jay Gray is in Utah with the details.
Tonight, our first look at someone investigators are calling a person of interest in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location.
Piecing together clues from multiple video sources, authorities say next the suspect jumped from the roof, blending in with the panicked crowd to escape. A high-powered rifle believed to be the weapon used in the attack, uncovered not far from the scene.
Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
The brazen daylight attack on Kirk leaving a crowd of around 3,000 gathered to hear him speak in shock.
I don't think I've ever seen someone die in front of me, let alone be murdered.
Kirk was the co-founder of Turning Point USA and a staunch supporter of President Trump, recruiting thousands of young people to join the MAGA movement. At a 9/11 memorial event at the Pentagon, the president says he will honor the conservative influencer with the nation's highest civilian award.
I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Vice President J.D. Vance called Kirk a friend today, canceling his trip to New York in a 9/11 memorial to be with Kirk's family in Utah. As a manhunt for the killer intensifies after what appears to be another politically motivated attack, highlighting deep and increasingly deadly divisions across this country. Jay Gray, NBC News, Orem, Utah.
Ohio leaders are sharing their condolences with the Kirk family. Senator Bernie Moreno writing in part on X, quote, "Just over a decade ago, I met an incredible young man with a big idea, getting young people involved in politics. I was blessed to have known Charlie, and I am praying for Erica and his 2 children. We cannot allow this country to become a country where political violence is normalized," end quote. I'm joined now by 2 News reporter Sartaj Singh. Sartaj, you were digging deeper in the state of political violence in this country. You spoke with a political professor from Cedarville University. What did you learn from that?
Well, Jack, there are many theories about what is causing this political violence, but what I did learn overall from talking to the Cedarville University professor is that it may just come down to the idea that if who we choose to support becomes part of our identity, it causes serious tension.
We're beginning to view our partisanship as an identity.
Dr. Mark Caleb Smith is the director of the Center for Political Studies at Cedarville University. He thinks political violence in recent years is partly influenced by our viewpoints and the need to defend them.
We are unable to look across the political spectrum and see those people that we disagree with as fellow citizens and as fellow human beings. And instead we see them as enemies.
Another trend is how we treat every election.
If we continue with this idea that every election is literally life and death, it creates this kind of apocalyptic approach to politics where everything is an existential crisis.
With the death of Charlie Kirk, the trend of political violence continues, but this might be different according to Dr. Smith.
I think this is a little bit different because Charlie Kirk doesn't hold an office. He doesn't sort of lead this kind of role necessarily that would lend to this kind of threat and this kind of violence, I think.
Which means violence could not only be tied to political leaders.
My fear is you're going to see more people have some sort of a rationale in their mind that violence is worth it at this point.
Dr. Smith says this is not a one solution fixes all issue, but fundamentally, it starts with coming to an agreement that others may have differences, but at the end of the day, we are all human.
I think it goes to a much more fundamental level. If I put it in purely social science or political science terms, I think our social contract is broken. And until we mend that social contract, it's hard to see how this gets easily resolved.
Dr. Smith also says it comes down to respect for one another, and people should not fall into the trap of immediately thinking someone who does not agree with you is an enemy. Live in studio, Sartaj Singh, 2 News.
Sartaj, thank you. For all of our coverage on this developing story, you can go to our website, WDTN.com, and click on U.S. World News on our homepage. Turning to weather now, let's bring in Storm Team 2 Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis. Where Brian, look at this, another beautiful, gorgeous day in the Miami Valley, but to be honest, we could use some rain.
We could use some rain, Jack, but not real high chances of that as we go through the next 7 days. Live Doppler 2 HD, completely dry with those blue skies that you were looking at. No threat of any severe weather either because it's going to stay dry. We're going to continue with the cool nights and the warm days expected right on through the end of the week. Currently 82, a wind out of the north, 6 miles per hour with a dew point of 48. That's a 30% relative humidity. That's a nice temperature humidity combination, especially if you're out of the sun, and the sun won't be around too much longer. 78 at 7 o'clock, setting at about 10 till 8 tonight, and then we'll drop through the 60s down into the 50s there at 3 a.m. Your complete Storm Team 2 forecast. I'll let you know if we have any chance of rain at all in the next 7 days coming up in minutes.
The man accused of shooting and killing a Dayton Public Schools student downtown is now officially facing murder charges. 23-year-old Julius Williamson Jr. has been indicted on 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of having weapons under disability, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. The shooting happened back in April at the Dayton RTA hub on South Jefferson Street. Authorities say 18-year-old Alfred Hale III was shot in the chest and died at the hospital. Williamson is in custody and will be back in court on September 25th. Today marks the 24th anniversary of the horrific 9/11 terrorist attacks on the United States. A somber ceremony observing that tragic event was held this morning at the National September 11th Memorial and Museum, built on the site of Ground Zero. Nearly 3,000 people were killed on September 11, 2001, when terrorists hijacked 4 commercial airliners. 2 collided with the World Trade Center towers, 1 slammed into the Pentagon, and another went down in a field in Pennsylvania. Miami Valley residents that we spoke with say that, like so many others, they remember where they were when they heard the news.
It was just, terrifying. And being sixth grade, 12 years old, not really understanding what's going on. Are we going to be under attack? I know we're in Ohio, but at the time, not really comprehending the situation.
People across the Miami Valley are honoring this anniversary in history today. 2 News reporter Evan Bales is live at the Dayton National Cemetery, where volunteers spent the day cleaning headstones. Evan, what's the takeaway from that event that you were at this afternoon?
Jack, these headstones were lined with volunteers earlier today who said that this is how they wanted to remember 9/11 and give back to those who served.
It gives me a chance to be reflective. What did these guys go through?
Volunteers, veteran and civilian, arrived at Dayton National Cemetery with buckets and brushes in hand.
Honor is what I see. It's a way for us to continue caring for even those who have fallen.
Headstone by headstone, row by row, with the help of the cemetery's groundskeeping team, make them look good as new. One volunteer brought her 4 kids along to help and tells me this is how she teaches and remembers that day, as well as the hundreds of first responders and military personnel that died on 9/11.
They had no idea what was happening and no idea, the extent what was going to happen. And I think just like showing the reality of what other people do for us. Give the ultimate sacrifice.
An Air Force veteran I spoke to says this is his silent way of never forgetting September 11th, but also the thousands of buried service members here.
A lot of people don't pay attention to the names. I do.
Ralph remembers that day vividly and says this is his peaceful way of giving back and reflecting on such a tragedy.
I watched the second building come down. I kept saying to myself, what do people do that make other people hate themselves, hate them for the fact that they just happen to be here? And I'll never understand that.
Now, this is an annual event here at Dayton National Cemetery, and 70 other national cemeteries also held similar events today. Other events like this are also held on Memorial and Veterans Day. Reporting live in Dayton, Evan Bales, 2 News.
The suspect of a school shooting in Colorado yesterday has died. Officials confirm that suspect was a male student who died at the hospital of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. 2 other students were also shot. This happened at Evergreen High School in Jefferson County. Officials say the shooting happened on school grounds both inside and outside of the building. As of this morning, 1 student is in critical condition while another is expected to be okay. School officials are making it clear that safety of students is their #1 priority.
Safety requires vigilance, partnership, and the unflinching belief that our children deserve better. We cannot pretend that this is just another tragic incident.
Now, this was the same Colorado County where a shooting at Columbine High School killed 14 people back in 1999. Still ahead, a popular local business owner faces 8 felony charges related to child porn. What we know in the early stages of this investigation. And the journey to Italy is paved on the gridiron for one Olympic hopeful. How he switched athletic paths to make it big.
And we've been looking at some beautiful fall weather, early fall weather, those warm days, cool nights. That pattern's going to continue at least for a couple more days. All the details coming up in your complete Storm Team 2 forecast.